Feeling bad on a Monday? Let me tell you about the time the smartest people I know couldn't do the stupidest thing. And it goes back to when we were making the demos for the HTC Vive. If you remember the HTC Vive launch, I work with a lot with third-party developers on what would be shown out of that and then what subsequently was shown, right? But with that, if you ever notice, when you play the Valve stuff, almost all of it's made in Unity. One of it's made in Source 2. Source 2 is not very stable and not very ready for prime time at that point. And at the very end, GLaDOS swoops in. She doesn't look at you. Do you know why she doesn't look at you? The look-ats in Source 2 didn't work. Now, if you don't know what a look-at is, it's simply like you have this plane, right? Let's say this is GLaDOS's face, and you're going to say my nose is a vector. It's a point in space, right? I just want to align this to that. That is all it is. It's super easy. I can do the math. I've written one in Blueprints in Unreal. So I'm talking to the team and I'm like, hey, this is really good, but I think it'd be really impactful because we talk about presence and knowing of space. Can we have look at you? And they're like, no. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go up to this. Not to say these aren't super smart engineers, but I can go up to like the people that I've done this to before, where I say, hey, someone's giving me a problem. I trust you. Can you go look at it? Because they just must be crazy. I haven't worked with these engineers before. They just don't know what they're doing. You've done Half-Life to now. You know everything. Comes back 2 days later and he's like, yeah, can't do it. I'm like, okay, this is the stupidest thing. Clearly you can do it. So his friend, his buddy, people at Valve will know who I'm talking about here. I won't say their names. Is seriously the smartest person I may know. And I goaded him into it. I'm like, you go take a look at it, right? Like, obviously he's an idiot. You're smarter than him, I goaded him into making the water really nice in Half-Life, or in Left 4 Dead the same way. He comes back, can't do it. Just not gonna do it. So it doesn't look at you because there's something in Source 2 that just won't let that happen. And it's like the simplest, stupidest thing, right? And it's just like, so if you ever get frustrated, it's like just stuff like that happens. Now, to both of those engineers' credit, then when we were showing the HTC Vive at CES, and this is the year before, we weren't even at CES. There was no presence. So this next year, we want to go as big as we can. And so we're going to go be at the HTC booth, and we're going to show kind of the warning system, right, where you can kind of see the pass-through camera, and you see the area around you and the bounding area. And I forget what we called it at the time. It may have been different than what we call it now, so I'm hesitant there. But so the one guy wrote the system, and then they went to go hook it up there, and it was just a nightmare. There's a whole bunch of problems, and they just sat there and recoded it right there. And that was at the same time of like we were down install people because they call them activations. So that's where someone's using our stuff at a place, right? And so at CES the year before, we have 0. This year, we have 55 on the books, and it ends up we have like 70 because I've been giving kits just to everybody. And the person in charge of hardware is bugging me and like, can we support this? We're gonna look like crap. It's gonna be horrible. I'm like, sometimes you just gotta make a leap of faith and hope it's gonna work out, right? We won hardware of the show, so I think it kind of worked out. But those engineers stayed up till like 3 a.m. coding and fixing and doing like totally breaking edge stuff that still stuff's built on today. But they did it like at 3 a.m. and then hit a bar. I had to go to sleep because I had to go do press that next morning. And that's where, all right, I can extend this. I learned the one great secret. So the person who normally does a press for HTC just was out of bag that day, really sick. So they're like, hey, you can go do this. I'm like, I don't have a deck. I don't have anything. What am I going to do? Like, I'm going to go to, sure. All right. So I did the press briefing there. Because that's what you do at CS. You do like these private press briefings and you do real press. And did fine. Did great. But if you were there and it didn't work. But that's where I learned when you order BLT at the Wynn, they give you a pound of bacon. So then at subsequent CESs, back when I ate meat, I would order a BLT the first day and then cut it into fourths. And then I had a BLT sandwich every day, which was a pretty good lunch. But yeah, the HTC people were fun to work with and kind of crazy. They sent me a 8 a.m. meeting for a press thing. And I'm like, 8 a.m.? I don't want to do 8 a.m. That's too early even for me. And I go to bed early because I'm a professional. And then their head of PR is calling me at 3 a.m. to go out drinking with them. They live hard. They live harder than I do. But so do those engineers. And those engineers did get it done. But they also got stumped. And so sometimes when you get stumped, you just got to be like, yeah, that's the way it is. No one will really notice. No one really noticed there, right? point that out now, and if you go back and look at that demo, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is really weird. But at the time, you're just so blown away by everything else that you just don't even notice that, and it's fine. It's fine. Those were busy days.